Hola amigos, I'm Leslie Foster from Common Ground International and welcome to this Spanish quick tips lesson all about the two verbs that mean to know in Spanish, saber y conocer. So let's get on your way to improving your Spanish. How do you know which one to use when? Three little things to keep in your mind about saber versus conocer. Todo depende del contexto. It all depends on context, meaning that you cannot just interchange them and pick one when you feel like using it and the other when you feel like using it. No, they have specific context that you need to use them in. And just put this away for later. There's another lesson down the road, but saber y conocer change meaning when you use them in the preterite past tense. Okay, so let's jump in. Let's start with some examples. Let's see if you can deduce the patterns or the context of when to use which one. Okay, here we go with these examples. Ella sabe mucho sobre salud mental. She knows a lot about mental health. Yo conozco Costa Rica. I'm familiar with Costa Rica. Ellos saben todo sobre Costa Rica. They know everything about Costa Rica. Mis hijos saben esquiar. My kids know how to ski. Hace 20 años conocí al actor Jim Carrey. So 20 years ago, I met Jim Carrey. Notice that little asterisk, we're going to talk about that. Mis papás saben usar la computadora para iniciar reuniones de Zoom. So my parents know how to use the computer to start meetings with Zoom. Caleb, mi hijo, no conoce a sus compañeros de cuarto. My son Caleb doesn't know his roommates. Y finalmente, Rory supo que tenía que tener cirugía el próximo mes. So Rory found out that he had to have surgery next month. So supo right here, saber, in the preterite tense changes meaning to find out. He found out. And then right here, this example, hace 20 años, conocí, I met Jim Carrey. So conocer in the past tense preterite, to have met someone. Okay, excelente. Let's jump into some specific examples of when to know, how to know when to use saber. Okay, so for facts, you're going to use saber for facts. For information, okay? When you're expressing how to do something, like we talked about, my kids know how to ski. My parents know how to get on Zoom. Okay, they know all about Costa Rica. Someone that is all about trivia, it's saber, okay? And to be an expert or a guru about something. So if you're an expert or guru about something, you're going to use saber to explain that facts, information, and to know how to do something. Let's jump into the uses of conocer. How do you know when to use conocer? To be acquainted with, okay, someone or some place, to know that place. I know all about Costa Rica. I know Costa Rica very well. I've been there lots and lots of times, okay? I know this person, that person, that person. So conocer is used to express when you know someone, okay? To be familiar with a place, okay? To be acquainted or familiar with a place, and to know a particular thing. I know that car. I used to have one like that. Or I know that outfit. I almost bought that outfit, okay? So those are the uses of conocer. Also, a little note here. Conocer has the preposition a follows it when you use it referring to people. So I'm going to pop up some examples, but follow the preposition a follows conocer when used with people. For example, yo conozco a tu amigo. I know your friend. Yo conozco a, there's the a. It's called the personal a. Okay, mi papá conoce a tu papá. My father knows your father. There's that personal a again. All right, real quick, let's look at the conjugations in the present tense so you know how to conjugate it. Both have irregularities in the yo form. So yo sé, okay, it's not sabo. Yo sé, tú sabes, él y usted sabe, nosotros sabemos, vosotros, vosotras sabéis, ellos y ustedes saben. And then let's pop up conocer in the yo form. Conozco, that's the only place where it's irregular. Tú conoces, él y usted conoce, nosotros, nosotros conocemos, vosotros, vosotros conocéis, and ellos y ustedes conocen. There are the present tense conjugations. Unas preguntas para ustedes, some questions for you. Okay, ¿qué tienes que saber para tu trabajo? What do you need to know for your work. Or another way to ask that, ¿cuáles destrezas sabes hacer? What strengths or skills do you know how to do? Okay, facts, information, expert skills. Are you the guru in something? This is when you use saber. Número dos, ¿conoces a alguien que trabaja para Google? ¿Conoces a alguien que trabaja para Crocs? Okay, do you know anyone that works for da-da-da-da-da? Okay, to be acquainted or familiar with. ¿Conoces el edificio nuevo de Crocs? Do you know, are you familiar with the new Crocs building? Okay, to be acquainted with or familiar with. And ¿sabes bailar la cumbia? Do you know how to dance cumbia? Notice you might, if you've been speaking Spanish and learning Spanish for a while, you might have the tendency to put ¿sabes cómo bailar? Because that's how we would literally translate. Do you know how to dance? Okay, cumbia. But you can cut out that como, just sabes bailar. Do you know how to bailar cumbia? Excelente. Okay, so a little quiz time. Let's see if you can test your knowledge about saber y conocer. I'm going to pop up the questions and you can write down your answer. Do you know how to read music? Which verb, cuál verbo vas a usar, saber or conocer? I'm not familiar with that app. Saber conocer. Do you know my friend Laura? Saber conocer. She knows all about New York City. Which one is it? I don't know New York. We've never been, or I've never been. Do you know how many countries speak Spanish? Do you know how many countries in the world speak Spanish? Okay, do you know the concert venue? Where's it going to be? Do you know the concert venue? Y finalmente, how many languages do you know how to speak? Okay, you can see all these different contexts of the verb to know. How many did you get right? In this first one, you just had to choose saber y conocer. Put me on pause if you haven't completed it, but I'm going to pop up the answers, okay? So do you know how to read music? To know how to do something is saber. I'm not familiar with that app. To be familiar with something is conocer. A people, a person, a place, a thing, okay? Do you know my friend Laura? Conocer. She knows all about New York City. Saber. She knows all the information about New York City, okay? I don't know New York City. I'm not familiar with it. I've never been is conocer. Okay, do you know how many countries speak Spanish? Saber. Do you know the concert venue? Saber, because it's facts in that one. Okay, do you know the concert venue? As in, have you been? Are you familiar with it? Is conocer. Y finalmente, how many languages do you know how to speak? Is saber, because it's that how to. Okay, I'm going to take this quiz one step further. And can you translate these sentences into Spanish using the correct verb? Put me on pause because I'm going to pop up the answers for you right here. Okay, do you know how to read music? ¿Sabes leer música? Remember, you don't need that como in there. ¿Sabes leer música? I'm not familiar with that app. No conozco la aplicación. Do you know my friend Laura? ¿Conoces a mi amiga Laura? Número 4. She knows all about New York City. Ella sabe todo sobre New York City. Número 5. I don't know New York. I've never been. I'm not familiar with it. No conozco New York City. Do you know how many countries speak Spanish? ¿Sabes cuántos países hablan español? Do you know? That's a fact. That's information. Okay. Do you know the concert venue? Are you familiar with it? Have you been there before? ¿Conoces el lugar del concierto? How many languages do you know how to speak? How to is a saber. Okay. ¿Cuántos idiomas sabes hablar? Excelente. How did you do in that quiz? Let us know in the comments below. Ahora te toca a ti. Transfer this head knowledge out into speaking ability, and it's going to take practice. So I encourage you to use these verbs, apply these verbs. Don't keep this knowledge in your head, but apply it, okay? Arriesgase, take a risk, abre la boca, open your mouth, and make mistakes. Making mistakes is part of the process of learning anything new, especially languages. Muchísimas gracias. I hope you enjoyed or learned something from this Saber Conocer lesson. If you did, leave a comment down below, okay? Down download the lesson notes and take this quiz a couple times until you get a 100%. And if you've learned something new from this video, be sure to subscribe to our newsletter, YouTube channel, wherever you're viewing this. Hasta luego, muchísimas gracias. Ciao.